Ladies and gents, welcome back to another video on my YouTube channel. My name is Lucy Davis, and so many of you have been waiting for this union to take place again. Ladies and gents, she is here with us. Maxine Palmer's back. So ladies and gents, we have called this video Missing Pieces of 2021 because first and foremost, the last video we did, Maxine, was middle of November.
Yeah.
A very long time ago. So a lot has happened in those last 6 or 7 weeks of 2021, but also in these first days of January, these first 10 days, oh my gosh, how many predictions have been coming true, right? I even got a message from a total stranger. He's obviously picked my number out of a group that I'm in on WhatsApp and messaged me directly and was like, what are you talking about the prediction that I sent you this morning? And I'm like, okay, I don't even know who you are, but great, you know.
Welcome.
So, yeah, I know. I'll just do a little curtsy over here. So Maxine, my love, let's start with how things have been with the post office. How have you been? How's things been at the post office?
Oh, it had been great. Absolutely wonderful. I had a really nice time. Apart from my teeth, the last time we were going to do a video, I had all those problems with my teeth, and it was like my whole entire mouth. So I had started off what I thought was a filling had come out. My whole face was swollen, which then went down here. Yeah, so I looked like I got some sort of disease. Yeah. Then it went to the other side of my face, and then people were coming in into the post office, obviously sympathising with me and saying, "Got the same. My next door neighbour's got it." So it went. Loads of people had it. So it's obviously something in the air. Because now my teeth are fine. But when I phoned the dentist on the Monday and said, look, I need to come and see you, my face is swollen, I look really quite grotesque. Yeah, come in Thursday, you know, at 5 o'clock. I did think it was a strange time because they close at 5. And I thought, well, maybe she's just going to do the filling by herself, because obviously I get on really well with her. Anyway, when I got there, she'd already written out a prescription for antibiotics, but it was Thursday when I got there and it had healed up. Oh. So she went, well, I thought, you know, your face, I said, honestly, it was out here, it was massive, but it's gone. And she said, well, I can't do a filling because there's no one here. So I said, well, I did wonder why I said 5 o'clock, but my filling came out. Anyway, she did a bit of repair work and it's been fine ever since. But then I made an appointment to go back in January, and I got a text message saying I could only go if I had either that or a up your nose. So wasn't happy with that at all. So I phoned my dentist. She went, no, they're what's going to happen at some point in January. We don't know when. I said, well, don't tell me till the day. I don't need to know now because that's just wound me up. Anyway, I got a text this morning. I don't need any of those, but I do need to wear a, which she knows I don't wear one, so she's fine. What else has happened? Playing badminton. Played right until December, but the 2 boys have left now.
All right.
Yes, they don't want to play anymore.
Apparently,
they told the receptionist, though, that they wouldn't be back until the end of January. And so I don't know why they told me, because it's not like, you know, they normally phone up and book a call, but they made a big thing about telling us that they wouldn't be back until the end of January. I went, thanks for letting me know. So badminton's been quite fun because there's been no one on the other court. So we've had a good laugh. Obviously now I'm an expert at badminton.
Of course.
What else has happened?
We can envisage you prancing around, Max.
Yeah. We do some crazy things. So one's called the running for a bus, and that's where my friend suddenly whacks it over the net and I go like this, running with I never hit it. It's quite fun. What else? Post office been crazy busy.
Yeah, I can imagine. December's always really busy.
Yeah,
office, right?
But nice busy. There was no, people weren't getting annoyed, but we did have to have someone arrested who came in and basically threatened to kill me. Yeah, because I wouldn't give him any change. So this is the sort of people I had to deal with. So I got 3 old ladies in there. You know, they're all having a nice chat, just waiting to be served. And this guy stood at the back by the door and just started shouting, I want some change, love. So I said, well, we don't normally give change, but yeah, I can give you some change. You just have to wait till I've served these. And the next thing, he just exploded, shouting, calling me racist, a few other names. Yeah. And I just sort of stood there and thought, right, okay, there's a reason you've been sent to me today. I'm just not sure what it is. So I said, look, there's no need to shout. If you just wait, I'll give you some change. Or is it for the bus? Because I thought if he needs it for the bus, that's why he's getting a bit annoyed. Didn't need that language. He said, it says up there, post office, you have to give me change. I thought, no, right, okay. So I started to carry on serving this woman. And then he went up to one of the older women and said, I'm in the right, start pointing at her. So I said, oh, no, I can't have this. The woman was frightened. So I came out from the counter, got the little old woman, put her behind my counter, help yourself to the money. I don't care. I've got to get this guy out.
Yeah.
Anyway, I said, look, you need to leave. I'm not sure what your problem is. I don't know why you're getting so argy-bargy with me. I would have served you, but I don't serve people who shout at me. There's no need. But if you're having a bad day, go outside, take 5 minutes, wait till my little old ladies have gone, then you come back in. Anyway, somebody called the police because they thought I was under threat. So the police came and he had to go at them as well. So it was all a good day. But then he started shouting out, I'm not coming with you because I haven't got that and you lot have. And you're giving me all your stuff. That's why I'm crazy. And I went, oh, well, that's why he was sent to me today then. And yes, that's why he was so mad with these police. I mean, he was mad with me just because he's in a bad mood. But he said he didn't want to go near anyone that had that because it was making people ill. But he was absolutely, crazy. He wasn't a normal person talking normally.
Wow. And
he came back again 2 days later. And that's when he threatened to kill me. Oh, no. And I just said, look, I haven't got time to go. I'm on a mission. I've got to stay a lot longer. So you're not going to be the one to wipe me out, love. So then he started messing with the shop. So I had to press my alarm and the police came and arrested him. But yeah, he said he wasn't going to go in the cell because they would, stab him. Yeah, he was, honestly. But then when I was telling Sophie about it, she went, well, he wasn't in a very good mood, was it? There's a way of saying it, Mum. I said, well, yes, but obviously I wasn't listening, so he shouted. But yeah, that's the only one. That's the only.
Wow.
But it's just how he kept mentioning that.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
How interesting. Maybe he's been in a scenario where they're trying to force him to take it. That's why.
That's what I think. And because I think he was already mentally unstable anyway, probably from previous trauma, I think it was too much for him to deal with. I think had he come in and no one been there, he was going to shout anyway because he was that sort of person. But I think had I given him the change, he would have gone. But then somebody else might have got it who wouldn't have been able to put up with it.
Yeah, absolutely.
So that's why I got it, because I could deal with it.
Oh, let's send him some love. Let's all send him some love.
I did.
Yeah, bless him.
What else? I think that's about it. There's not been much else happening.
Oh, really? See, Maxine, what's so fascinating is since the last time I spoke to you, I feel as if my whole life has been shaken up, turned upside down, turned on its head, spun around 10 times, and here we are.
There aren't enough hours in the day for what you've had to do in the last month. It's switched sides. I'm just sitting here patiently watching the picture.
Honestly, mate, it's like grab your cup of tea, love, pull up a chair, let's have a chat.
I've got voice notes going, oh God, all right, journal, which journal am I on now? I've had to buy a new one.
It's exciting though, right? It's really exciting. So I'm going to give a bit of an update to you, because although people have been watching me, I haven't really spoken about like what's been going on personally, and there's some really great things that are coming up. So this Friday, the 14th of January, is the first half-day healing session online that I'm going to be doing, which is really amazing. I know that obviously my mission is to create the healing centres. And so last year I was like, right, I've just got to start creating the abundance, because it's not going to come and knock on my door. The things that we have been led to believe might be happening aren't happening in the timescales that we would wish. So let's start just working on it. You know me, I'm that kind of person. So I've started doing, the first one is this Friday. I'm doing a half day. So it's like 1 till 4. Yeah. So 3 hours, whereby I basically do different modalities of healing and different things with people over that period of time. And all of the funds are going to be going into the Healing Centre pot, which is really exciting. And I decided this, I don't know, maybe the start of December, it's at some point like that, very recently anyway. Then literally within about a week of me deciding that, Paul Boys, who I know you know, reached out to me and was like, Lucy, like, let's get the Reiki going this year. The Reiki, let's get the Reiki sessions going. And I'm like, right, okay, like not thinking it's going to go anywhere, because me and him obviously spoke about this back in August last year. And well, that starts this weekend.
Well, yeah, because he said it, but you had to organise it. Yeah.
Yeah, basically.
Yeah, we knew the project manager would come back in somewhere along the line the minute he started speaking.
And then on top of that, on Wednesday next week, so a week this Wednesday, we're launching Self-Love Mastery, which is my brand new 8-week program.
Oh, yes. Exciting, that one.
Jingle, jingle, jangle, jangle is all I'm going to say, because it is an absolute pocket rocket, that course. So it's been really busy. Not only have I been doing all of the stuff that I share of the insights and things that I get and the videos and I have been so like flat out getting everything organized, basically to create this healing center mission. And there's loads more. You know, I'm working quite closely with Paul now, so yeah, we've got a lot of really exciting things that are going to be coming up through 2022.
So what have you got with Paul the next few weekends then?
We're going to be doing 2 weekends a month together.
Right.
So we're going to be traveling the whole of the UK, doing Reiki, in all of like the main places, towns, cities, whatever, wherever we can get locations. We're probably going to do like 1 or 2 locations within a county, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
And hopefully we'll just do 1 because it means we can stay there for a couple of days. But essentially what's happening, let me give you an insight into this weekend. So this weekend coming, we're doing Saturday in Guildford. So that's Guildford in Surrey, which is, as you know, is only about 20 minutes from my house. Yeah. And then on the Sunday, we're going to the Sussex-Surrey border, a place called Lingfield, and we're going to do another session there. So, ladies and gents, if you're watching this and you are like, oh my gosh, I really want to go, just to bring it up into your consciousness, we're going to be doing Reiki 1 and 2 within a day. Message me on Instagram, Facebook, or I will pop an email address that you can message if you are interested in coming, or if you want more details around that, because I know that there's a lot of questions that people have when they're put together. So this is
it all day? Is it an all day course?
Yeah. So it runs 10 till 4. The workshop is 10 till 4 on a Saturday, and then again 10 till 4 on a Sunday, but it's only a 1-day thing. And basically what people, they leave being certified for 1 and 2. So again, I know there's a lot of people out there that will have challenges with that. So if you want to message me directly on the platform that I've just given, and I'll share with you basically what Paul has given. This is not me. I'm merely just helping him coordinate it. I'm not a Reiki master yet. That won't be long, will it? Obviously we can do double the sessions then, but right at this precise moment, you know, I'm going with Paul to help him, and obviously I've got an amazing community of people you know, that want to come and meet both of us anyway. So that's what we're doing at the moment. So if you're interested, we've got Guildford and then Lingfield this weekend coming, which is the 15th, 16th. If you want to come to the half-day healing session, I'll pop the link to that in the description. Just go to the description and all of it will be there for you. Also, we have, at the end of this month, we're going to Devon. So we're going to be doing Devon on the 29th, and I think we're going to be doing Bristol on the 30th, because I got a download literally this morning telling me I need to go to Bristol and I've got to go to Bath. So I was
what was something I read about Bath the other day? Oh, well, that makes sense. Yeah, there'll be a reason you have to go there. There was something about that the other day.
Well, what's interesting, Maxine, is I've been thinking about Bristol for no apparent reason, but it's just been in my mind for about a week. And then yesterday I was doing a video and all of these people were talking about Bristol, and I'm like, okay. And literally this morning, when I got out of my bed, we've got to go to Bristol on the 30th. So
I'm sure it's something to do with the statue. Might be something to do with the statue. That might be why it's come to me.
Yeah, something is going on there. But then, as you know, it's my birthday on the 2nd of February. So I was like, right, I've got no meetings in the evening on the Sunday, the 29th, the 30th. So I can take that Monday off work and go for my birthday to Bath. Yeah. That'd be nice, wouldn't it?
Yeah, beautiful place.
Need a little rest. And then,
yes, because you're the 2nd and Sophie's the 3rd.
Yeah. And then the next weekend that we've got is going to be the 12th and 13th of February, and that's going to be in Dorset. So fingers crossed, we're going to be in and all around Bournemouth on the Saturday. We're just pinning down a location at the moment. And then on the Sunday, again, today I got a download that we might go to Portsmouth rather than stay in Bournemouth for the whole weekend. So just watch this space, I guess. But it's exciting stuff. And then in March, we've got Gloucestershire and either Essex, something else. But I'm also going to be up the north end of the country as well. So it's really, really exciting. Loads of really good stuff is happening. And I am going to get him on for another YouTube video soon, because there's so much other stuff that we're talking about that would be really good to bring into consciousness for people, so they know how to get involved and how they can support this as well. Because all of us want to change. All of us want to change our world right now. So it's very important that we step into that. So I've been busy, babe.
Just slightly. I knew you were busy.
Yeah,
because it's voice messages. When you're not busy, you tend to type out a message.
You're
busy, like, and half the time you hear traffic in the background, so you're flitting from here, there, and everywhere.
Yeah, it's just and it's going to be like that for a little while until I've got all these processes in place for Paul. It's going to be a little bit hectic, but then obviously we can navigate it. But let's talk about what's been going on, because there has been so many predictions that are coming true, and let's start with the one that I sent to you this morning, because it's just so recent, right? I know that there's other ones and we'll talk through those, but in about September time, you might be a better place to remember this, but in about September time, I remember saying outwardly, at the end of March 2022, it's going to be done. It's going to be almost like the old Ron doesn't exist anymore. It's just going to be navigated through completely. And everyone was like, oh, there's no way, it's not going to happen, blah, 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 blah. But I kept seeing almost like a sail being shifted and the wind changing direction. And that's not just because obviously we're stepping into spring at that point. I literally saw a change. I've just got a high-pitched ringing going on in my ear right now, which is quite interesting. Going to get some downloads. So what we know is that this information came through. It was a long time ago anyway. I'm sure it was like August or September time, maybe even earlier than that, a long time ago.
It was January.
Oh, really?
It was January. You very first said to us, March 2022, because I went, oh, you must be kidding. I can't wait another year.
Oh, really?
And you said March 2022, and something about in April, how we have April showers. It will be glittery showers. That's what you called it, because I wrote in my journal, oh, brilliant, glittery showers.
Okay.
So it was January. That's when you first mentioned it. But I think at the time when you said, I'm trying to think whose video you on. It might have been on with BT actually when you first said it, and then you did a live not long after, saying, I don't want you all to be disheartened, but the end March 2022. You don't have to worry about anything after that, because that's when you'll start to see,
I love it.
Showers, because that's why I remembered April.
Because I don't remember that. I remember in about September time being abused so badly because I was talking about it being March. Yeah. But I don't remember the bits before. But what was so interesting this morning, Maxine, and for any of you that follow me, oh no, it won't be there by that point, but for anyone that's followed me on social media, you might have seen this, but there was an article, I think it was in the Daily Mail, basically saying that all of the top dogs in the UK have come out saying that the UK are going to be leading the charge out of the Rhone, and it's going to be, it needs to be sorted by March.
Yeah, they have to come up with the plan to get us out by March, not a plan, make the plan by March. They have to give us the plan now as how we will be out of it by March.
Which is exactly, and the most
2022.
The most fascinating thing about it was obviously we had the 222 because of 2022, but then the time that was shared was at 2:22 a.m. today. So I was just like, if ever there is validation, bearing in mind my numbers are 222, my numbers are always 22. It's just fascinating what's going on at the moment.
Well, Sophie's excited because she's actually 22.
Oh.
Yeah, in February, the second month of 2022.
Yeah, nice.
Yeah.
Oh, that's
so she
cute.
She said it's got to be this year. I said, look, it's March. I'm telling you, it's March 2022. Don't worry about it.
Yeah.
It's already a month after my birthday, because she obviously every time I say Lucy says, she go, oh, brilliant, great, let's plan.
It's just so fascinating, Maxine. Like you know, it's so fascinating as to what is going on right now. And you know, there has been many times, I mean, there was a guy that jumped on one of my videos on here on YouTube actually, and I haven't had this for a long time, but there was this guy, I think his name might have been Graham or something like that, and he literally jumped on my video the other day and told me that I was a fraud.
Oh no.
Because Mr. T's not in charge. And I'm like, mate, how many years has passed since I spoke about Mr. T? Like,
yeah.
I haven't spoken about him since, when did Biden go in? Was it 2019?
No, 2020.
2020. So I have.
Oh no, Biden actually came in 2021, didn't he? He hasn't even been in a year yet.
But the election.
Oh, the election was November.
Yeah. That's what I meant. Sorry,
2020. Yeah.
Yeah. So November 2020 is probably the last time I've spoken about Mr. T.
Yeah. Yeah, you haven't bothered since then because we haven't had anything to, well, not no,
and also, do you remember I said to you, I know that this is going to upset people, but I'm disassociating with that because I'm not going to be like held to an attachment. And since then, that's been everything that I've been talking about. But I found it very interesting, and I actually quite liked, in a bit of a weird way, that this man actually popped up and said that, because it made me think, oh, something's coming.
Yeah, exactly.
Something is coming, because this guy had no subscribers on his YouTube channel. Like, he didn't follow anyone. So I was like, oh, they want to get a reaction here, you know. But what you've always got to remember is that people show their hands.
Yeah.
People show their hands. So if it's a bot, or if it's, whether it's a pissed off human or a bot, you know that these things are sent to make people get wobbly. But I go, yes, I'm onto something. Like, there's clearly something just about to come, you know, and somebody's
oh God, yeah.
So I just think it was fascinating this morning, because obviously we tried to do a video last week, but then your internet wouldn't work, would it? So it's,
I had internet for 3 days.
It's fascinating that came out this morning in readiness for today.
Yeah. I mean, the timing of things at the minute as well, because obviously we haven't been on here since November. The timing of things, even in December, little things just kept popping up. That I like. There was what somebody sent me. It was a picture of Elvis Presley with a dog. So obviously he sang Old Shepherd, whatever it was called, with this dog. And then in the background there was this cloud. And he said, and they sent him to say, you know, obviously it'd be your first Christmas without your dog. Now, not being funny, I had forgotten, because I had so many other things on my mind. I mean, I know she's happier where she is, bless her. But it was the fact they sent me Elvis Presley and this dog. Everybody else would just send a dog or a heart or something. But of course, Elvis was down. I thought, well, there we go. And he is back again in my head. Yeah. So all these little things that people send me, sometimes they don't realise what they're sending.
No, and this is the interesting thing, Maxine. Yeah. At the moment, and I'm really glad you've brought this up, because at the moment, what I'm being shown is we've got this cosmic grid over the world, whatever that looks like to you, whether it's flat or whether it's a planet or whatever. We've got this cosmic grid going on at the moment. And basically what's happening is you'll go, oh, I don't know why, but I just feel like I need to send that to Lucy. And then that dropping into me will be like, oh, there's the sign, there's the validation I needed. And this is what's happening at the moment. Starseeds and light workers are tapping into this grid, and they don't even know they're doing it. They just don't even know they're doing it, most of them. They're just doing it naturally, intuitively, because the intuition is coming back online. And I'm being shown this very, very powerfully by the galactics, let's call them the galactics, very powerfully at the moment. I've been working with them quite a lot recently, because, as you know, Maxine, for a long time I didn't. There was a period of time where I was almost working with, you know, the ascended masters and stuff rather than the galactics, and all of a sudden now the galactics are coming back in again, which means to me that we are stepping forward in a big way.
Very much forward.
Yeah, there was a radio silence for a while. It almost like people needed to get their stuff together, and now we're stepping forwards again. And
right. They didn't want to interrupt you.
No, probably.
And now they've come back to say, right, okay, we gave you that time. We're not going to interrupt what you're doing, but now we're just going to pop ourselves back in, because, you know, we missed you.
Yeah, and it's because it's next phase. And what's very interesting is I'm almost at the point now where I'm like handing things off to people to be able to allow the space to be able to create this next world, essentially. Let's talk about it. It's going to be a new world. But there's
it's like when somebody sent me that picture, you know, I thought it was lovely. I knew straight away. But then I suddenly thought, if someone else had got that picture, the first thing that came into my head was somebody saying, and this is somebody who's obviously not in our little world, would say, I don't even like Elvis. Why would you send me that? And that was what came into my head. It was like showing me the divide that we've got at the minute. So they showed me that to say, this is the reason you were sent that, and not that person, because you aren't reacting like that, because you know why it's been sent.
Yeah, polarity is a really big thing at the moment. And I've been doing a lot of Instagram videos around it, actually, over the past 6 weeks since we spoke. Really is the time now to be stepping into our truth and stepping into our authenticity and stepping into our hearts and stepping into vulnerability. And, you know, really right now there are too many people still choosing the opposite side. They're still choosing to feed that drama and feed that negativity and feed the polarity, exactly like you were just explaining. It was just strange that they sent me that image at the same time. You get to choose. Do I say, oh wow, that's an interesting image that this person has sent, or do I say, why on earth would somebody send that? And that's your decision to make, right? And this is why you know that you are stepping in the direction of what we call higher consciousness, or what we call new earth, or 5D, or whatever language resonates with whoever's listening to this, you know, because it's different horses for different courses. But right now it's all about the reactions that we are taking and the steps that we're taking to, you know, go through those processes so that we don't have the reactions. And I don't know if you've noticed, Maxine, I mean, I've distanced myself from a lot of it, but there's still a lot of noise going on out there. You know? A lot, but because obviously I have done the work, but I've had to let a couple of friends go who I've been friends with for years and years, because it was like, you know, you say people show their true colours, the noise was too much. So where I've sort of just thought, oh, I won't spend time with her, she's in a bad mood, the noise has become so great that I've had to say to them, I'm sending you away with a lot of love, but you cannot be a part of my life, because I'm not going in that direction. And obviously they've had a Mardy hissy fit, but I've stepped away from it. So it's like I've released all the little dramas that was just still hanging on that I thought I dealt with, but I hadn't. So they came back to show me them again, but just got very loud. But the noise, especially in the post office, the noise went quiet for quite a while. Oh, really?
And now it's started to resurface. So we've got a lot of positives.
Oh, good.
No, positives.
Oh, there.
Results. Coming through. Quite a lot.
Well, it's interesting actually, Max, because when you were just talking, what popped into my head was to touch on the hospitalizations recently. So I've got a very good friend of mine is actually in hospital right now. Like he's in hospital right now. I found out about it maybe, I don't know, Friday, actually, definitely. I found out about it Friday. So of course, kick into, right, we need to like get the
we've done the healing for him,
and do the healing. Now, today he's in there sending us little videos of him dancing with his oxygen monitor. Do you get what I mean? He actually sent one over the weekend, but didn't have him in it. But today he's got him in it as well. So he's obviously recovering really, really, really well. However, there has been, you know, a good friend of mine, James, his mum was in hospital just before Christmas on ventilation and things like that. And just wanted to bring that up into consciousness, because I don't know about you, Maxine, but I'm hearing a lot more. I'm not really hearing about the testing, I'm going to be honest with you. What I'm hearing about is people actually being in hospital.
Oh, right,
And the significant numbers of this being in hospital. And actually both, so the two people that I've just mentioned, which I obviously did some work on to help get them out of there, James's mum and my mate Adi, they haven't taken this, and they've both recovered really well.
Well, what I've got here in my local area, apart from several deaths end of November, beginning of December,
loads, wasn't there?
Well, I had 11.
Yeah, it's a lot.
In this area.
Yeah, that's a lot.
And they were, you know, I saw them on the Saturday, by Monday they were gone. Wow. Various reasons. But what we're getting is a lot of people becoming ill with a cold or a cough, you know, like they would at this time of year.
Yeah.
But because of the media, they're testing like there's no tomorrow. And we twice in the last week, we've run out of tests here because they're obviously giving them out chemists. And it's on all the community groups. Where can I get them? Where can I get them? And this one guy piped up who I didn't know. He's actually since been in the post office, said, what are you testing for? You know, why is everybody screaming for these tests? I don't know what you're testing for. Am I missing the point? And they're like, oh, well, I have to have a test every day. Oh, my son woke up this morning with a sore throat, so he needs one. So he put a post on saying, can people please stop testing? If I had an ingrown toenail, I wouldn't stick something up my nose. And he got so much abuse.
I can imagine.
Yeah. But then he came in the post office. And I didn't know it was him until a woman said, oh, it was you that put that post up. Well said. Yeah, I thought it was brilliant. So I said, oh, what did you put up? And he said it was him. We've actually become really good friends.
Yeah.
And he said, everywhere I go, that's all I see. There are signs up saying, we do not have any LFTs.
Yeah.
We don't know when we're getting our next lot in. And I'd noticed them, but just sort of ignored them. And he said, this is why people are getting ill and the whole isolating for however. He said, because they're just continually ram these things up their nose. He said, and then they get ill.
Yeah.
So we've got a lot of people at the minute with flu. Or flurona, as it's called.
Yeah, and what's really interesting is that, you know, it seems to be a real trend. It's almost like the latest addiction is to just keep testing.
Well, the other thing was they said that you no longer needed the PCR.
Yeah. They've been proven, right? But they don't.
That's caused drama around here. People are having a heart attack because why don't I need one of those? Of course you need one of those. Why wouldn't I want one? Now they've accepted everything that the fat man said all this time, the fat actor as I call him. They've accepted everything he said so far. When he says something that is actually going in the right direction, even though it's made up, they're going mad saying, no, I don't agree with him. Have you heard what he said? No, you don't need one. No, you never needed one, but hey ho.
Yeah,
so you can't win.
They never worked, but hey,
no,
you chose.
But they followed everything he said so far. They've panicked about not getting them. And now he's saying you don't need them. They're going around looking for them. They'll be on eBay for 300 quid tomorrow.
Babe, cognitive dissonance is so
isn't it?
Scary at the moment. Yeah, it really, really is.
Yeah.
I actually, some days, I mean, thankfully, we're in a position where we can observe and not consume. Yeah. However, some days I am literally finding myself laughing out loud at the moment because I'm just like, I can't get it. Like, I just don't get it.
No. So you can imagine me, the amount of people that are coming in and out of my shop saying it. So when it first started, I actually had to take time out because I couldn't, it was like so many noises in my head. Now I know just to listen to certain words. Like a guy came today and said, it'll be the fourth one next. He said, I don't mind, I'll have as many as I need. Yeah. And I just said, well, if you want to lay down on the floor, I'll stick pins in you. I really don't mind. You know, there's nobody in. Let's have a bit of fun. And you know, he made a joke, he says, does it involve me getting naked? I said, oh yeah, because if I'm sticking pins in every part of your love. I said, maybe then you'll realise that none of them work.
You're so inappropriate, I love it.
He's quite happy to have the fourth one. I don't think he was expecting me to say I would stick pins all over his body, but you know.
Wow.
Eldest guy, but yeah, he's quite happy to have another one.
Really? Well,
as many as it takes.
Down here, there are people that have had number 4.
Oh no.
Yeah.
Oh God.
Yeah, it's like literal lunacy from my perspective at the moment. And I know this will upset some people, but when have you ever known, ever in the whole of our existence, that you have 4 boosters or the same kind of thing in 1 year? You don't. Sometimes you have an injection and then a year later you have the booster, or you know, a few months later you have a booster and it lasts you for 10 years, and all of a sudden people overnight have normalized having all of these chemicals put into them. And honestly, I don't even want to think.
The latest one as well is people apparently going for tetanus jabs. That was something somebody mentioned a couple of weeks ago. She's a nurse for a doctor's surgery. And she said, just recently I've been having people asking for a tetanus. Now, she works in a doctor's surgery. She's not... And I said to her, well, you must know the truth. And she says, they tell me nothing, because she hasn't. I used to be involved in all the conversations, all the community meetings. I work Tuesday, Thursday, Friday. I go in, I stay in my room, I do my stuff, and I have to go. So they're telling her nothing. Yeah. Which I found quite fascinating, actually.
Yeah. Well, we're going to need people like her come.
That's what I said to her. I said, stay in touch. Please keep coming in.
Yeah.
Yeah. But she says she knows they're going to get rid of her.
Yeah. April.
I've lasted this long. So I said, well, I'm looking around March time, you know. And she just started laughing and said, right, I'll wait till March. And she said, but I'm waiting for them to sack me. She said, because I won't leave.
Yeah, good on her.
They have to sack me. I said, well done.
Good on her.
Yeah. But she's quite happy to go in, sit in a little room, do what she needs to do and go. She said, I'm quite happy not to be in the office gossip anymore.
Yeah.
She says, but at first, it really upset her because it alienated her. She says, that's what they do.
Yeah.
She knows they're getting a lot of money for this.
Of course they are. Yeah. They're getting a lot of money for it. They're getting, you know, so many other kickbacks. They're getting promises of so many things. You know, it's actually quite a disgrace. But what's really positive is that there is obviously that court case. They've actually logged a criminal court case with Hammersmith Police. Mark Sexton and Dr. White and people like that have actually logged a criminal case with Hammersmith Police. So I think that's a really positive step forward. There's also other people that are coming out and speaking and shifting things and doing things now, which again I feel is very, very positive. And I do think that people should be able to make their choice. If you're happy to get number 4, go ahead and have number 4. Yeah. However, it's where it gets told that it has to happen, that it's not okay. Freedom of choice has to be.
In the history of my life, we've never locked down a country for 7,000 deaths. No. Because that's what we got to, and that's when we locked down the country.
Yeah.
So even then, I mean, we obviously knew this was coming, but
God, how many more do we have?
Nobody woke up then. They just followed whatever he said.
How many more do we have from like cancer or things like that in a day?
There's a hell of a lot more than that for cancer, heart attacks, and you name it.
The interesting thing about it is that there's a lot more younger people at the moment being diagnosed with cancer. Yeah,
well, Sophie's boyfriend John, his mum had cancer, had the treatment before lockdown, and has now been told, no, it's so severe because they've missed all her appointments that there's nothing they can do.
Oh, that's tragic.
46.
Oh, that's tragic.
Isn't it awful? Yeah.
And that's disgusting.
Yeah, it's absolutely disgraceful.
And this is the whole point. This is the whole point of what's going on right now. People would rather essential appointments like that be cancelled than and then get this. And I just think it's a disgrace.
But it's selfish as well, because they're thinking of themselves. They're not suffering with it.
And
but somebody else is. But there's loads of them in the cancer unit who aren't getting any treatment whatsoever. And so what they've offered her some treatment, but they've said nothing will reduce it now. It's too big.
And the sad thing about it is people like you and I who never go to the doctor. Touch wood.
Yeah, no, we don't need to.
No, and that's the
wave as I go past. That's it.
Yeah, and we're being called selfish because we're not protecting people when actually. Well,
I did say to one lady who a few months ago had said, you're obviously not thinking of the general population, and I said, no, I thought I was actually being quite kind by not taking your dose. And she went, there's enough to go around. There's plenty. Because she couldn't win her argument, so she just threw anything at me. But I said, well, I think I'm being quite kind by not taking yours. Yeah. But,
sure. It's there's this real division still, isn't there? I feel as if it's very interesting because I feel as if it's the division has got smaller, but I don't think that's just because I've chosen where I'm going and I'm not really.
No, it's definitely got smaller, definitely, and there are a lot more people waking up.
Oh, that's good.
But a lot of people that are waking up don't want to do anything about it, which is fine. They just want to stay in their little bubble.
It's not fine. It's not fine.
But they're not.
Start doing something.
Yeah, but they're only sort of half awake because they're still questioning the narrative.
Yeah, but the thing is, Maxine, to me, the people that really, are holding us back now are the people that know that something's wrong, but they're just going to keep plodding along with it because they don't want to rock the boat.
Yeah, that's what they're doing. Yeah.
You know, it's that bunch of people now that need to make a decision because, you know.
Well, the topic of the conversation this weekend was not that people are dying of cancer now not being treated or any other severe trauma, was Djokovic. Yeah, which we knew. And the things they have called that man. And I'm just standing there laughing my head off, going, right, okay, yeah, that's fine. Well, why didn't you just go and get it done? So I said, he hasn't said he hasn't. What he's saying is, you shouldn't be asking him. Why does he have to tell the general public? He's not going to admit he had gonorrhea at 17, is he? But you're not asking him that. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's the same thing.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, but they're saying it's all his fault. And so I said, well, don't you think it's strange that Australians can't go out for any exercise at the moment, but his visa's just been approved for him to go and play a tennis tournament? You know, let's weigh up the pros and cons, shall we? Well, I'm not worried about them. I just think he's a disgrace. He shouldn't have been gone.
Yeah, and also now the court has decided that he's okay to stay.
Yeah.
You know, what else needs to happen to get the people of Australia?
Wakey, yeah. I mean, you can't, it's literally in your face, it's slapping you across the face, and they're still saying, well, he's an idiot.
Yeah,
because they're just nowhere near. But you see, it's the general conversation, because it's in the shop, they buy the newspapers, you know, and that's what they talk about.
Babe, I just can't imagine it. I can't imagine, you know, because I don't struggle, but when I have a conversation with my mum, like, my mum's really intuitive. Honestly, when we get off of here, I'll tell you something that she said to me literally 2 days ago, and I'm like, how the hell do you know that? Like, she just knows. She's so intuitive, but she doesn't get it. But then I have a conversation with her about what's going on at the moment, and I'm like, I don't get how you can even, like, I just don't get it. I don't get how
you know, some of the conversations are quite frustrating, because you think, no, just no, this can't be happening. But because I have it every day, I've got used to it.
Yeah, you must feel like you've got like bipolar or something.
Yeah. Oh yeah, that's there. Yeah, that new one that came in.
It was hilarious.
Not people in a bad mood.
One of my friends the other day was chatting to me, and I was like, because I've obviously, as you know, I've worked with a lot of people with bipolar in the past, and I literally sat there and I said to him, do you know what, I've really got a new appreciation for bipolar. And I don't mean to make light of that if you've got bipolar. I'm actually really witnessing, you know, both sides of this, and no wonder people have felt unstable and they've been put in this bucket, because, you know, what we're going through right now, even the most up together, you know, straightforward person has to be like, take a seat and just observe for a bit.
Because I've got used to it, you see. I mean, there are some people that will say a certain word and it will wind me up, and I have to go, for fuck's sake, no, not today. Not today, I'm not in the mood, I'm going to count stamps. But because I know the lingo, I just find a lot of it funny. Yeah. You know, and somebody said something to me the other day about being late. Oh, that was it. I was late for work. Not that I raced to get there, you know, I get there when I get there. And I'm walking up the road, and I was in a really good mood, you know, in my own head. Obviously, I was meditating, walking up the road. Da, 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 life is great. I can smell flowers. And this guy said, oh, you want to up? You're going to be late. I said, late for who? And he said, well, you're not late for work. I went, no, I'm never late. And I just moseyed on in. And he came in the next day, he said, were you drunk yesterday? So I said, no, love, I was just high on life. I said, I wasn't in this zone. I said, I often disappear into another zone. So I actually floated up to work. I didn't feel my feet on the floor.
Absolutely.
And that's what I have to do if somebody really starts on the old. And the lady came in today, she drives a college bus. So they're all over between 16 and 19. And she was really on one, and she went, I can't believe we're having to wear these, and they don't have to wear them, they're adults. There's something wrong somewhere. And I said, there probably is, yes. I said, but 2 years in, I haven't got time to explain it to you. But she was really angry about that. And I thought, if that's the first thing to wake you up, matey, where have you been?
Good. Well, good. Yeah. At least she's joining the party now.
Reaction. Yeah, there was a reaction.
So, Maxine, I've got a question for you, and then I'm going to have to go because I've got a call straight after this today. But I've got a question for you. What was with the stamps?
Oh, yes. So when we have the Christmas stamps, we have to send them back. But for the last 2 years, we haven't sent them back because they're sent back, destroyed, and then new ones come out.
Yeah.
We haven't sent any back. Anyway, I got a note through. They send it through on the screen, but I never read it, it's always boring. So they sent me a paper copy saying, we need all these stamps back by January the 19th. Now, when we send Christmas stamps back, they usually ask for them beginning of Feb, they've got to be back by the end. This was like an urgent, January the 19th, you cannot sell any after January the 19th, which made me think that's 2 days after the 17th, perfect timing in my head. And it's a lot of the old-fashioned stamps that had Queenie on. The only ones they haven't recorded is first and second.
Okay.
So all the others they've asked for back, which is quite funny because I got a load in the safe and I kept saying, we ought to send these back, we're never going to use them. They are still usable, but I just don't use them. I use first and second because we're only a small post office.
Yeah.
But they haven't asked for any Christmas ones back, but she wasn't on any of the Christmas ones. Christmas ones are actually Santa and presents and quite nice ones, actually. Yeah, and they've got to be back by the 19th.
Interesting.
Which is very interesting. So I went to another post office with some random excuse and asked them about theirs. I know, couldn't believe it when I got it. Got to send them all back. We've had them in our safe for years. And I said, well, it's strange, isn't it? We send them back, just not first and second. Yeah, so who knows, love? But by the 19th, we cannot sell them after the 19th.
Interesting times ahead then.
Interesting. Because it's January.
Especially considering I sent you a voice note a few days ago saying, I think we've got a 10-day countdown.
Yeah, but which you'd already said 3 times before.
Yeah.
But you just don't remember. But the first time you said January was not related to stamps. It was, you said, when it was going to be March 2022, you said, let's see what happens in January, because I think that's when the narrative will come out. So when you sent me that this morning, I went, oh, there it is, January, here we go.
Yeah.
So, but that particular date has come through several times. And I'm going to a party on that day, January 17th.
Yeah, I feel it's old Queenie. Something's going to happen around that date for that.
Yeah. Well, they're ramping up the Andrew story, aren't they?
Yes, we've noticed that.
He's selling his chalet that he doesn't even own.
Yeah, it's been really good to speak to you, Maxine. Thank you so much for being back. I know so many people will be really grateful to see you here.
Oh, I love them all. Thank you for the messages.
I got a few messages. When are you and Max going to be filming again? And I was like, I don't know. Things keep blocking us, so we just go with the flow.
Oh, I need to say, if you're doing an Instagram live and someone says hello to me, I'm not being ignorant. I can't figure out how to reply to that particular person, so I would just put hello.
Yeah, I don't think you can. It's not like Facebook, is it?
I've seen other people manage to do it.
Oh, really?
So if somebody knows, message me how I would reply to a certain person.
Yeah.
Because I think you have to press on it something. When I do that, it says report, and I don't want to start reporting all your viewers.
Please don't report. You know, they're watching me as it is. Yeah. I don't need any more reports. I don't need anything like that. Thank you very much. No. Anyway, Maxine, it's been lovely to see you. I'm going to link back actually to a meditation I did and I shared on Sunday. It's a really, really powerful one, a karmic meditation. So do go and check that out. And we will see you next week. And I will see you in a video in a couple of days. All right? Lots of love, guys. You take care.